Oh, you're back on Outside the Beltway. I'm John Fredericks, your blowtorch of free speech in America. Great to have you with us. We're decided we're launching our campaign probably after Christmas. I'm going to run for city council at large in Washington, D.C. Jim Pfaff's on the team. We're going to win. It's going to be fun. Got to get Myra involved, too. That's going to be my secret weapon. Anyway, it's good to have you guys with us. And we got Jenny Beth Martin coming up here in a minute. Let's get to the phone lines with Jim Pfaff, and I'm going to bring in Jenny Beth here as well. Anthony in Florida, line one. Anthony, you're live.
Hey, good morning, John, and congratulations on running for that council. I can't wait to contribute the $100 that I still owe you to your campaign and a lot more. Like I said, congratulations. I am behind you 100%. The president needs help. He needs people that are on his side. And to be honest, I never liked Susie Wells. Her and Chris LaCivita, they were kind of like never Trumpers at one point. They've never been MAGA, even though, she's done a good job to get him in there. The needs of the administration changes as it goes on, and you need to interchange people in the administration. And in the first term, he fired a lot of people. Like he fired Steve Bannon because when the needs of the administrations and the nations changed, he had to evolve, and he fired those people that needed to be fired. And I always said, Susie Wiles was one of the Susie Wiles, Pam Bondi, Christy Nome. He needs to clean out, he needs to clean out the refrigerator. Susie Wiles, 11 hours. Look at this way. It's 11 hours of subpoena, testimony to be subpoenaed. Like you said, you can't spend that. You cannot spend that. And she's literally a political distributor cap that was reached in and ripped out. They literally can rip out the distributor cap politically. Susie Wiles is the heart of the administration. She's the chief of staff. She was hard and fair, and she was gatekeeping and looking over everybody and watching everybody who was watching her. Because when I heard Vanity Fair, and I'm like, nobody's that stupid. And I laughed. I said, oh, you see Vanity? I'm like, no, come on. That's fake news. Nobody's that stupid. Then to come to find out it's true, I was like, okay, I haven't had anything to drink, so this has got to be an illusion. And then to hear you talk about it, oh, man, I'm like, I'm the gas. Nobody's that stupid, are they? That's the president.
This went on. And by the way, Anthony, thank you for the kind words. Do me a favor, stay on the line when I go, and stay on the line. And Tyler will get your mobile because I don't have it. I just looked in my phone. So you call a lot, and we're friends. So I need to get your mobile. So give that to Tyler, and we'll be in touch. I'll call you later on today if that's okay. But give Tyler your mobile. This went on for 11 months. This was an 11-month fiasco. I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, like when I first saw it and when I saw Levitt yesterday, I'm like, okay, guy probably, called her up and, she gave him stuff off the record and, it got printed. That's what I thought when I first heard it yesterday when I was at the White House. But then hearing that this thing went on for 11 months, like, what? Anthony, stay on the line, or I talk to Tyler, and I'll call you this afternoon. By the way, Anthony, you've been right about everything. just saying, right? We've had our differences, but at the end of the day, you've been right about everything. Everything.
I would rather have been wrong and the nation be in a better place.
All right, man. You got it. Thank you. All right, we got Jim Pfaff. Jenny Beth Martin is joining us. Brighten up our screen a little bit. Just me and Pfaff. Pfaff, we had to bring Jenny Beth in just for a little Christmas cheer. Jenny Beth, as you know, the founder of Tea Party Patriots, and still doing a super job. So Jenny Beth, we just got to talk about this. You can't get off this. The Susie Wiles 11-month, I don't know what it was, a book writing, Vanity Fair interview that went on for a year. For the life of me, I'm still trying to figure out what the point of this was. And now there's a fallout, obviously. What is your reaction, Jenny Beth Martin?
My reaction, and thank you so much for having me. And by the way, congratulations on stepping up to run. We need more people to run for office around the country. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
When it comes to this interview, I think that Susie Wiles and the entire Trump administration right now is doing a fabulous job. And I appreciate the work that they are doing. And I know that a lot of it is because she is keeping the trains running on time and making sure that they aren't going off the tracks. I would never have sat down with Vanity Fair for 11 months or 11 hours, or probably not even more than 11 minutes. I just don't think anything good can come from an interview like that, especially one that is so prolonged. You become more friendly with the reporter, and you may forget that the reporter is there to do a job that might be opposed to you, because you're developing a relationship over that amount of time. And you do want relationships with reporters. I understand that can be helpful, but this was just, I wish she had not done it.
It's just
bad.
I mean, it was like when Bannon had that guy in, and he wrote that first book, Fury, and it was so negative on President Trump. And Steve threw Trump under the bus, Ivanka, Don Jr., staff members. I mean, it was like a tell-all, and he invited him in for hours at a time. I mean, what is the point of this? Is it about you, or is it about saving America? And Jenny Beth and Jim, I mean, I go to the White House every day. And I talk to the lower press and the upper press. Do you know how hard these people work? And then you go in the political office, which I've met with them. I mean, they don't get paid a lot of money. They're working 12 hours, 14, 15 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. They're traveling. They never have time off. Now they're getting all set. You had the Vance thing Tuesday. Now they got Trump in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, Friday. They're all planning that. And then you get this, and you just say, what, like what?
Yeah.
And 11 months, Jim, that's like you got married and had a baby in 11 months, Jenny Beth. Get married, get pregnant, have a child, and now they're like a month old. That's how long this is.
Yeah. Well, listen, again, as I said before the last segment, there's no such thing as off the record. I never developed personal relationships with media people when I was working on Capitol Hill. I did develop one relationship actually with someone, but afterwards. And but you everything you say is on the record, even when you're asking it to be off the record. And even if that person you can trust to keep it off the record, it's still on the record. But here's the most important thing. What the chief of staff role must do out of necessity primarily is maintain loyalty to the person you're working for. You're not the one that got elected. You're not the one that matters ultimately when things get done. You have no power or authority in and of yourself except that which is granted to you. Loyalty is key. 1. 2, I have to say, I reject the notion that people in a presidential staff need to have relationships with the media at all. Every time that you talk to the media is something planned, programmed, designed for some end and purpose. The person who handles that is the press secretary. But that person should have no more, and I think Donald Trump's got a great one right now. That person should have no more relationship with the media than is necessary to make those designed things happen. You don't do it to build the personal relationship, grow the brand, grow your brand. If your brand grows, it should do so naturally because you happen, because of your position, to be in a place of prominence.
Like
and the press secretary gets at the most, vice president.
Like Stephen Miller, right? There's a perfect example. His brand grows because of the position he has, the position he's taking his media hits, he's not disarming, and he never backs down, but he never stabs anybody in the back either, or does any of this nonsense. Jenny Beth, tonight President Trump is addressing the nation at 9:00. Very excited about that. He's going to talk directly to the American people. We got a lot of things going on. What do you look for tonight, Jenny Beth, out of President Trump at 9 p.m.?
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what the topic is, so if that has been released at all this morning, I may be a little bit behind on that. I hope that he talks about a few things. I hope he talks about the successes that he's had in the administration, what we have to look forward to in the next year. I hope he addresses the economy and the economic concerns that people have, and explains how the things that he and his administration have been doing are improving the economy, and remind people of that, to kind of cut through a lot of the media narrative and the media spin, because the media wants to depress everyone and make everyone think that things aren't any better at all right now than they were when he took office. And that's simply incorrect and not true. Prices have come down, that the egg prices, the price of gas has come down, which helps bring down the price of everything in the country. The new tax incentives, or the new tax bill, will be fully in effect by January. So we'll have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. That's going to benefit people. And I hope that he addresses those items. But if it has been announced of the other things he might be talking about, I didn't read the news before I came on this morning. One thing I want to go back to about Susie Wiles, I don't think she should have done the so many interviews with Vanity Fair. I also think it is correct and fair to say that Vanity Fair completely took it out of context, the things that she was saying, and then the New York Times did a summary on the Vanity Fair piece and took it even more out of context. And and that's what the media does, and that's why I would never have spent that much time talking to them in the first place.
What did they expect? What did she think was going to happen here? I mean, I get what Caroline said yesterday. I was there. I was right there when she made the statement. Got to chat with her for a second when she came out to the sticks in the White House. I was right there. I get what they're saying, but Jim, I mean, okay, me, Jim, and Jenny Beth, we have all been around a long time. Yeah. Jenny Beth is the baby of the three of us, okay? Well, we've been around a long time. Jim, what did she think was going to happen here?
Yeah, I don't think you can. The best time to say the media is twisting something is when you didn't make an unforced error. Then it's useful to do it. This was an unforced error. I mean, actually, it might have been even a forced error. I mean, it looks that way. It's really bad.
It's a forced error.
I don't know how you listen. With respect to Jenny Beth, who, by the way, you always bring me on with my friends. What's going on with this? It's Phil Klein, Jenny Beth. I mean, it's always someone that's a good friend of mine. Anyway, listen, when she is making those statements that she made, there is a purpose and a reason to them. The reason you don't have what we typically call diarrhea mouth, you're just constantly throwing things out, is because once you start throwing out every little thought you have in front of a reporter, it's going to be used either in or out of context. So there's a discipline that's required in this business when it comes to the media. And she apparently doesn't have it. And the reason I suspect she doesn't have it is she really doesn't like these people who do what they do. She apparently said about my good friend Russ Vogt, whom I've known from way back when he was working for Heritage Action many years ago. He's no right-wing nut job. He's exactly as right-wing as we need right now to help change government. He's the perfect man for that job right now. I mean, so when you're saying the certain things that you're saying, you're not catching what is you're showing your disgust. And even if that is real and founded in something, that's just not something that you say to anyone in the media. You deal with those things privately, you handle them directly, and get done what needs to be done.
I think that Russ would absolutely say he's right-wing. I think the word she used was zealot. I would not use that about him. he is right wing. He's
Of course.
constantly focused, and because he is so principled, that's why we're getting such amazing things out of the Office of Management and Budget. And the things that we want to see when it comes to Doge cuts, and many people in this audience want Doge cuts to continue happening. That's happening because of Russ Vogt and the fact that he is so constitutionally conservative.
And we've had such a precipitous drop in federal employees that would, and listen, there are a lot of people that are involved in making that happen, but it would never functionally take place if it weren't for someone like Russ Vogt. But what that says is when she calls him a right-wing zealot, that says she doesn't agree with that. And I think that all of us who are Trump supporters would agree, no, that's exactly what we voted for. It's exactly what we want. So what she betrays when she does that is her disgust for certain aspects of the MAGA movement. To her credit, I think she's relatively up to this point been faithful to Donald Trump in a general sense. But this kind of thing is what creeps in and brings in the type of betrayal that can take down or can harm initiatives that are going to be useful and helpful to advance the president's agenda. And that's the real problem, one of the real problems with what happened with this Vanity Fair piece.
Let's get to the phone lines. Paul in Michigan, line 2. You're on with John, Jim, and Jenny Beth. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, John. First of all, congratulations and on your announcement. I'm 100% behind you. And like others have said, can't wait to contribute to your campaign.
Thank you.
But I also wanted to tell you what a fantastic job that you did in Indiana, and you're definitely in the asset column of Americans. So I wanted to let you know that. I've been trying to tell you since you've been back, but I haven't been able to get it in.
Thank you. Anything else you want to say, Paul?
Just keep up the good work, and we're behind you. That's what I want to say.
Stay on the line so Tyler can get your number, and I'll give you a call. And I really appreciate that. And we're going to win this race and shock a lot of people. So thank you, Paul. All right, Jenny Beth, you got a new podcast. Where do people find it?
It's called The Jenny Beth Show. It's on all of the podcast platforms, so you can go and watch it. During the month of November, we did a show every day, and we will be doing that again beginning in 2026. It'll probably be in February when we begin doing it every day. But we are hitting current events and current news, and then also doing deep dive long interviews with people who I think are interesting and educational, and they teach me things. And when I learn a lot from them, I want to share that with the people within the movement so that they can learn and we can be better activists.
Jenny Beth, I look forward to tuning in, and people find it where? Just how
search for The Jenny Beth Show, and then on social media, I'm Jenny Beth M, like Jenny Beth Martin, Jenny Beth M, and you can find me on social media, and then we post the shows there as well.
Thank you. Jim Pfaff, when am I going to see you and Myra? When are you getting back out of that hellhole you're in called Indiana?
Yeah, being a native Hoosier is not the best thing these days.
You guys suck. Indiana sucks. The Republican Senate sucks. The cults suck. I hope they lose out. Now I root against the Pacers. I hope Indiana University gets eliminated in the first round, and I'll just start there.
Well, I'm a Tennessee Vols fan, and I abandoned Indiana football many years ago, even though that is my alma mater. But we'll be back at the beginning of January, probably the 3rd or the 4th ish. So we'll see you then. And if anyone wants to know what we're doing as the Conservative Caucus, just go to theconservativecaucus.com.
Screw the cults. Thanks for being with us, Jim and Jenny Beth.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
I'm so pissed at Indiana. I can't believe they just stabbed us in the back. I mean, they basically said, we want the Democrats to win and take over the House. Here's 2 seats. Thank you very much. Yeah. And the Democrats were celebrating them. They were calling them heroes.
Listen, don't blame the people of Indiana because they love Donald Trump. What you need to do is blame the Indiana Chamber of Commerce and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for their attitudes towards these things. And definitely Roderick Bray needs to go. And trust me, I mean, listen, I'm on top of it, and we're going to get involved in what's happening and I'm glad that Governor Braun has said that he's going to as well. So we'll see. We'll hold him accountable to that. But they're definitely, this is a battle cry that MAGA people need to recognize. We have not made it through the basic GOP problem, which is idiots like these people in the Senate leadership in Indiana. And as I say often, the weak part of the Trump agenda is Republicans in Congress. It's also Republicans in many state legislatures.
All right, we got to bounce. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jenny Beth. By the way, Jenny Beth Martin and Jim, Merry Christmas. Jenny Beth, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
So
Merry
does Jim.
Christmas.
Jim, you keep getting younger.
I do.
That's because you married up. Like
I did. It's all Myra. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm the same. I always tell my kids, do what your dad did. Right? I got a lot of issues, but I made one good decision. I married way up over my head. Life is good.
Absolutely. You and I are exactly the same in that regard.
Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas.
Right.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.